An estimated 15 million Americans a month are prescribed drugs to control heartburn, indigestion, and acid reflux. But did you know there could be serious health risks associated with these drugs? Here to explain the warning signs and alternatives is physician nutrition specialist Dr. David Kahana. He is 1MD Chief Medical Advisor. Good to have you here. This is a fascinating topic you were sharing with me just a moment ago. A lot of the folks who are prescribed these are misdiagnosed.
Right. We believe that over 50% of the patients that are prescribed PPIs or proton pump inhibitors are being prescribed for inaccurate indications, indications that are really not appropriate for the prescription of acid blockers.
So they're just written a prescription and they go and possibly get it filled. What are some of the risk factors if they're filling this and they're not properly on the right medication to begin with?
Right, so now we know that these medications are not benign, and by blocking acid they really prevent killing a lot of bacteria in the stomach. So we're more prone to infections, from pneumonias to colon infections, as well as more prone to kidney injury, scarring, and then kidney failure, as well as cardiovascular disease, dementia, and even stroke.
We talked about the correlation between these medications and death. I know a study was done. It described that study and what was found.
So this is a recent study, a very large one from Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, and they showed over a 5.7-year period that patients who were taking proton pump inhibitors had a higher risk of death. And if they were taking them regularly for over a year, the risk hazard increased to over 50%. So your risk of dying increases 50% if you take these medications regularly for more than a year.
And describe some of the symptoms.
So the symptoms that lead doctors to prescribe these medications include indigestion, heartburn, chest pain, cough, but also bloating, gassiness, and like I mentioned, the indications are oftentimes inappropriate.
Right, and we talked at the top, 15 million Americans are prescribed. That's just one drug.
Right. We believe that probably close to 10% of Americans are taking these medications on a regular basis.
So we're talking millions.
Yeah, and that number has doubled actually between the year 2000 and 2012 and may even be higher now.
All right. So people watching, the majority of them suffering from, the symptoms of acid reflux, heartburn. Can you give us some natural ways of reducing this discomfort?
Right. So a lot of this comes from dietary modification, reducing fatty foods, reducing greasy foods, also cutting back on tobacco consumption, alcohol. But really the key to controlling some of these symptoms is enhancing digestion. If you digest your food better, if you break down the food that you eat, if you either combine some living foods that contain digestive enzymes to help break it down, or if you supplement with a very good high-potency digestive enzyme supplement, you'll have better digestion of the food that you eat, and your stomach is just going to empty it faster instead of refluxing back into the esophagus.
Right, and the Metazyme that we have here, this is, you say, is an effective natural remedy.
Yeah, we worked on Metazyme for about a year to really try to optimize the combination of 18 different vegan sources of digestive enzymes from fruit and other yeast that will help break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. It also contains Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a probiotic that increases digestive capacity inherently in the body.
Because you said we do need some acid. I mean, we need some of that.
Some of
that rumbly
acid.
Tummy is normal, right?
I mean, absorption of calcium, for example, really depends on stomach acidity. And if we don't have enough stomach acidity, you can malabsorb calcium, which can lead to bone loss and has been shown to cause osteoporosis, osteopenia, and pathologic fractures.
And if we ignore these signs, you're not saying to do that either, right? I mean, if you're on this medication.
Proton pump inhibitors can save lives. I mean, if you have a bleeding ulcer, you need a proton pump inhibitor. But like we said, a lot of the times these medications are prescribed for inaccurate indications.
All right, so get the food broken down and digested properly first and see if that works. Great information. Thank you so much, Dr. Kahana.
Thanks for having me.
And if you'd like to learn more or to order Metazyme, call or log on to 1MD. That number, 888-393-4030, or you can visit the website, onemd.org.